we've got a really special story here today as we welcome in Xavier men's basketball junior Jason Carter, as well as senior women's swimmer Reese Drew. Thanks so much, guys, for taking the time. So you have been raising funds and support for the Free Store Food Bank in Cincinnati to provide meals to those that are in need during this time of the COVID-19 virus. So I'll start with you, Reese. How did this all come about?
So I was talking back and forth with our sponsor of SAAC, Leslie Fields, she's phenomenal, and she's been a huge help with me this year. And I'm in charge of community service for our SAAC program. And then I had come with Leslie and I had come up with the idea that we need to do some sort of fundraiser or some sort of something to help our community throughout this COVID-19 scary, kind of unpredictable time. And then actually Jason right after was collaborating with the same idea, and he was like, Leslie, what can I do? What can we do? So Jason and I just kind of decided to do it together.
Jason, how did you guys come to a decision on Free Store Food Bank?
So when setting up the GoFundMe, we kind of were just like looking for somebody in the greater Cincinnati area that was already linked to them. And like, I know Reese has had like in the past been working with the Free Store Food Bank. So we just decided to go with them so that it made the money and the funds, we wouldn't have to deal with that, and it went directly to them. So that's how we ended up deciding on them.
We've also seen a story from Xavier University that they've been reaching out to each student, whether it's an incoming freshman or somebody who's a student now, just to check in. What can you say about the Xavier way and the power of it?
I think we were kind of talking on this earlier. I think it's very cliche that we're like, it's very the Xavier way, but it is. People reach out to one another. People take care of one another. And as we kind of honed in on earlier, neither Jason nor I are from Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has allowed both of us to call it home. It may be our adopted home. It may not be our forever home, but it will always be a piece of who we are. And that we were lucky enough to call this place home in this community that is Xavier. And we were able to adapt to the Xavier way and being able to turn this around and give back to our community that's given so much to us. And I think that I had a few professors call me just last week that were like, hey, are you doing okay? How are you adjusting? Those kind of things. And, you just don't get that anywhere else. And you don't get a person. I got an email this morning who one of my professors, he loves Jason. He talks about Jason all the time in class, and he was like, the things that you guys are doing are awesome. And it's not only do they know our names, they know who we are, they know what we're doing, and they support us in all the things that we do. And I just can't say enough good things about Xavier. I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be with people like Jason, who are like-minded with me, who care about others and want to make an impact wherever we go to better our communities.
Jason, you transferred into Xavier. How much did you see that Xavier way right away? And what's it say right now that you guys can put together these types of efforts?
I mean, it's just a really close-knit community. That's like one of the first things I noticed when I transferred in and had my first couple months here on campus. And, just it's a smaller school, which makes it a lot better coming from a bigger school. And it makes things a lot easier to do something like we're doing now, because I know we've talked to staff and faculty and staff, and they were all some way to help as well. And when we were able to do this, they were really supportive of it, and so were all the other student athletes, because it's a really close-knit community.
How can people help, Reese? I think we had both discussed, I think that it's just by giving a little, even if we said today, even if you don't have the monetary funds to give $1, because $1 can go a long way in a sense like this. Even if you don't have $1, reshare, like a post, talk about it. It's making the conversation known that there are people in need and this is how you can help. And if you don't have the monetary funds right now, that's okay. But you can go ahead and liking, sharing, talking about it, making it a conversation that there are ways to help outside of just giving donations, or there are ways outside of when this mess gets all cleared up or this virus is potentially slowed down, go help, go volunteer, go to the shelter or go to the food bank that we're helping and be able to deliver the food, be able to pack the food. It's making sure that we're making an impact when we can.
Just give any way you can, make it like we said, make it a conversation, share, and then hopefully we can just carry this over once all this is done and just continue giving any way we can after all this.
You certainly both are giving everything you can right now to the community. Jason Carter, Xavier men's basketball, Reese Drew of the Musketeers women's swimming program. Thank you so much for the time today.